A lot of people have reached out to me with suggestions on what to rename Jefferson Davis Highway. We went with the Richmond Highway because it will be consistent with what the other jurisdictions have already done. So keep it very simple and non-controversial. It was either going to be Route 1 or Richmond Highway, and we think that is appropriate. I just want to highlight the outreach that we'll be doing to businesses, and we're lucky in that we have someone who works in the transportation department who has a very close relationship with the Route 1 businesses already, that being Megan Landis. So she already has a history of kind of what the needs are of the Route 1 corridor. And so we're lucky in that we get to work with transportation to actually figure this out. And then in terms of cost, just want to point out that most of the costs will go to helping the businesses transfer over to the new addresses. So we are planning to help businesses with 99.9%, if not 100% of what needs to be done to get this done.
I just want to make it very clear, just because I'm supporting on this tonight does not mean that I'm open to renaming lots of streets throughout the county. I kind of gather that a lot of the board members agree with me on that. I don't want people to think that we're opening this door to going down a long list of historical political figures and we're going to start renaming things. I reject that.
Supervisor Angry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. To the Pandora's box issue that we raised here, let me go on record as saying, of course, I am not on a path or supportive of us just renaming America. Okay, we have a past in this country that many people aren't proud of. It's a fact. Okay, and we're here now. I do support renaming Jefferson Davis Highway. The extent of that, because it's something that needs to sweep down this country anyway, but down the highway with this. I support that. And I think this is the right thing to do with that. And Supervisor Franklin, I thank you for doing the legwork and the research, because the number one thing that I heard was the businesses and the fact that they would feel this impact of this. So, we have to help with this. And I wholeheartedly believe this is the right thing to do. Now, what happens 2, 4, 6 years, 8 years down the road? Listen, I live in the now. We have to make these decisions now. And in 2 years from now, we're going to have to, if that comes back up again, make a decision of what we're going to do. But we're going to have to make a stand in the sand or whatever that is and move forward. I do truly believe this is the right thing to do in renaming this stretch of road.
I think it's important for this board and also for the citizens of Prince William County to know what the criteria is going to be moving forward, because that's something that we have not talked about. Does the renaming of things start with Jefferson Davis Highway and end here? Or how are we going to move forward in terms of renaming other things? So, we share our thoughts, we share that criteria with the public so that they have an expectation as to the actions that this board is going to take moving forward.
Sure, I guess I'll start. I'm not sure with regards to renaming other things. I'm assuming you mean like statues and things of that nature.
No, not necessarily. My team did a brief research of roads in Prince William County, and we identified at least 70 roads that could potentially come up, such as, George Washington Drive, and James Madison Highway. We have Leesylvania State Park, Ronald Reagan Highway. And so, when we're talking about renaming things, I think it's important to set a precedent right here, right now, so that members of the community know what to expect, because this is obviously going to cost a lot of money. And we as a board have to be very careful, because again, we all know once you open any door, it becomes incredibly difficult to close that door. So that's why I ask.
Mm-hmm. I will say that I think part of the impetus for moving with Jefferson Davis Highway is because it's a main thoroughway that crosses several jurisdictions. It goes from obviously Arlington, from the tip of D.C. all the way down past Fredericksburg. So it is a main thoroughway. In terms of what the precedents will be, I don't know. I think that's for perhaps the board to decide. But certainly the impetus was the fact that it's a major highway in minority communities.
Madam Chair, if I may, since we're on topic, I'm glad that you bring up Richmond Highway because I've received emails of folks that are concerned with the name Richmond Highway. And so, again, I ask these questions because I don't want to find ourselves, renaming Richmond Highway 5 years down the road, because that is a possibility. And again, I think that a little bit of history is important. Richmond Highway, the city that was obviously the capital of the Confederacy and whose very name comes from a residence and a property that used slave labor, Richmond Palace. And so what's going to be the criteria? What's going to be the standard? Because I certainly don't want to find, myself, if I'm still in the seat, and if I'm not my predecessor, having to take a vote and spend additional funds because people weren't okay with the renaming that we put forth today.